Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Google Podcast, Spotify, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 17 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just saw John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. It is, of course, the third movie in the John Wick series that started in 2014. It stars Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, Lawrence Fishburne, Asia, Kate, Dillon, Halle Berry, Lance Reddick, Mark Dacascos, Jason Mantzoukas, Robin Lord Taylor, and I'm forgetting one or two names. It is directed by Chad Stahelski, who directed the first two movies in the series. If you want to get a shout out in my review of Aladdin, or, well, if my theater gets all three big releases next weekend, I'm going to see Aladdin first. And I want to hope to watch Brightburn and Booksmart on Saturday. So in my review of Aladdin, stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. If you're familiar with this series, man, you know what John Wick did at the end of Chapter 2. So this movie is straight survival mode. Excommunicado. He's, every time he looks over his shoulder, somebody's trying to kill him. So John Wick is just trying to survive in this movie. Like, that's my spoiler-free plot synopsis. I am happy to give the John Wick trilogy my irrelevant seal of approval as one of the great modern trilogies. Throw it in there, like, I don't know y'all taste, man. Throw it in there with the Dark Knight trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, the Back to the Future trilogy, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, whatever your flavor may be, the Austin Powers trilogy, the Matrix trilogy. I don't know how far back modern goes. Like, I think Back to the Future is a classic trilogy, but old heads might call that a modern trilogy, even though it's 30 years old. This movie is dope, man. Like, they expand on this world just like Chapter 2 did. Chapter 3 expands on this world, gives you new characters. Like, the underground hitman assassin market is massive by now. Characters return. The fight choreography is still unmatched. Like, this is the John Wick series is the best action movies of since the year 2000. Fight me, like, and like, you can say The Raid. There are other action movies out there, but John Wick, in my opinion, is the best action since the year 2000. And Keanu Reeves is this character, man. Like, he doesn't go on these big monologues. His dialogue is minimal, but it's perfect for Keanu Reeves, man. He shows up, he says a couple things that are impactful. He gets his point across. He whoops ass. So the action in this movie is brutal, and like I feel like it's more brutal than the first two movies, but it's great. There is some, again, geniusly placed humor in this movie, like scenes that like aren't like occurrences. Parts of this movie that aren't supposed to be funny just end up being funny. Like, there are a couple kills in this movie that the lame ass audience in the town I live in, who never reacts, like, they didn't react when in the big Captain America moment in Endgame. But in this movie, like, I give them props, because in Parabellum, they was a couple times early on. There is an NBA player who is in this movie who has a memorable scene. There is a character in this movie that I wanted to die. Like, that sounds so fucked up to say. I wanted them to die. They did not. And I like how it ended. Like, I feel like that's my spoiler-free review. This is my second favorite movie all year. This is, like I said, one of my favorite trilogies ever. If we're getting spin-offs, if we're getting TV shows based on the Continental, bring it on. Like, character decisions are made in this movie that I love. Like, there was nothing in this movie just, I think in chapter 2, Lawrence Fishburne and the way he portrayed that character, the Bowery King, it caught me off guard because I don't think it fit tonally. But like, now I'm used to it. Rewatching chapter 2, I loved it. There is a character like that in this movie who is a little more animated than the rest of the tone of the movie. And I'm not talking like the color palette and the colors used in the movie. Like, that's dope. Like, I love the colors as far as the posters, the scenes, the landscape. There is some beautiful cinematography in this movie. Um, yeah, like, I'm gonna stop rambling because I'm gonna end up saying something specific, and I don't want to do that. If you a fan of action, if you a fan of Keanu Reeves, you a fan of John Wick, go see this movie, man. With all that being said, in my opinion, I will say that John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is dope as fuck. Have you seen John Wick Chapter 3, man? Which is your favorite? It's close. None of these three movies are bad. I might give the slight edge to this one. Chapter 3 might be my favorite in the trilogy. Um, but which is your favorite, man? Rank the trilogy. I might go 3-1-2. I might go 1-3-2. I might go 2-1-3. What are some of your favorite modern trilogies, man? Just get a conversation going, man. We're gonna talk some trailers. We're gonna talk bad theater experiences on the new Rec League episode that's coming within the next day or two. I've recently posted reviews for Detective Pikachu, The Hustle, Avengers Endgame, Long Shot. Check those out, man. Next weekend, like I said, Aladdin, Brightburn, Booksmart. Hopefully those last two, Aladdin for sure. The weekend after that, Godzilla, Ma, and Rocket Man come out. I want to see all three. Hopefully, I can make that happen, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.